This next comic isn't interested in arguing about the differences between men and women, not because she's above such conflicts, but because she knows she's right. Please help me welcome Deborah Kimmett.
All right, let's get this started. Men have different brains than women. Scientists have actually proven that a woman is using more of her brain while she's asleep than a man is while he's awake. It's not an insult. You see, I saw this on 60 Minutes or E-Talk, and you see, the man is using the left side of the brain or the right side of the brain, but not both sides of the brain together. This explains so much. That when you come into a room and he's watching television and you start talking to him, he can't hear you. If the salt gets put here and it then gets moved over here, he can't see it. And this is why polygamy would never be a female concept. No woman would ever get up one day and say, hey, I think I need 17 husbands. 17 men all asking you, where's the salt? Where's the salt? And men are trying to be modern today, right? They're trying to be more understanding towards women. But what possesses a man to walk up to you when you're in a hormonal state and say, do you think it's your hormones? I think it's you. The hormones have just made that clear. But then at my age, men and women's brains change, and it confuses the sexes. Men's testosterone goes down, women goes up, men get boobs, women get mustaches. It's Movember every month of the year for mama. And for me, when 50 hit, I left a marriage. 20 years, a hard time, I got out. And it's not his fault. You know, he told me who he was the first day I met them. Men will tell you that. The first day you meet them, they're like the cigarette package. The warning's right there on the label. But women just forget it and light up anyway, right? Because what do we do when we see a man? We see a man, he's got potential. No, he doesn't. And I'm wild. I'm thinking about things all the time. I want a man, I want a man. I just got out of a 20-year marriage and I want a man. My married friends say, take a lover. What? Where am I going to take a lover? I live in the country. Where am I going to find a lover? I go to the dump and, you know, and that guy's my cousin, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm looking for a man, and where do you go? You go where everybody goes. You go online. You go online dating. I go out on this date. I hadn't dated in 20 years. You know, I'm a bit rusty in this area. So I prop everything up. You know, I get a pair of Spanx that have just given me breasts. And I'm out there, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And I look in front of the window in the cafe that I'm going to walk into, and I look, and I cannot believe what I see. It's my mother's face staring back at me. She's just invaded my whole face, and I'm even holding my purse like her. And I'm out there in the front of it, and I'm like, oh my God, what if he doesn't like me? I'm too heavy about me. But if I get depressed and he breaks up with me, I'll lose weight. But then what would be the point of that? And I'm thinking how awful I am. So I walk in, and there's nobody there except this old guy in bicycle shorts. Yep, that's mine. And he looks at me, and I look at him, and we're like two deer caught in the headlight. He hasn't dated in 35 years. The poor guy, he got wound up on the coffee, and he started talking about his submersible pump. thinking, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. When I was 20, a man could talk about his submersible pump, and somehow I think he was talking dirty. And I'm no better. I'm no better. I got to tell, it's not the guy's fault. It's both of us. I can't even flirt anymore. A guy called me the other night. He goes, "What are you wearing?" And I said, "Orthotics." But I lie in bed and I think about sex. I think, God, I should get out of this flannel nightie and just get me. Oh, Homeland's on. And people say, you know, sex is better after 50. Sex is not better after 50. Unless you've been a virgin or a nun, it has not been better, you know? Not when you need 10W30 to get the Tinderland started, you know what I mean? Not when you need a blue pill. And that 4-hour erection, what's that about? I couldn't take that. What would you do with it? What would you do? You'd have to go clean the stove or buy a purse. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. My mother said that I should just get one of those clappers, like for the lamps, like turn it off. And my mother's going, the only time I think about a man is when I need to unscrew a jar of beets. But my aunts still date. 78, 79, they got men. They go out with nice men who take them out. One guy died on her. Not on her. So she calls my mother, freaked out. My mother goes over and goes, "Good night, thank you."
Married father of 2, Chuck Byrne feels useful for a change. Coming up on the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival.